Hello, my dear learners. I'm Mary, and welcome to Spin a Yarn English. Today we begin our journey, learning to speak real English in real places. And our first stop is a restaurant. Imagine this. You walk through the door. The smell of coffee and food fills the air. Soft music plays, and a friendly waiter looks at you with a smile. You want to speak English naturally, without fear. That's what we will practice today, step by step. The first skill is arriving with confidence. When you enter, you greet politely. A simple hello or good evening already sets the tone. Then you ask about a table. You can say, "Do you have a table for two?" The most classic and safe line. Is there a table near the window? When you want a cozy view. Or, can we sit outside if the weather is nice? If the place is full, you'll hear something like, "It will be a few minutes." That's normal. You can answer, "No problem, we can wait." Or ask politely, "How long is the wait?" Or, "Can I wait at the bar?" These short, polite sentences are your first building blocks of confidence. You are not asking for perfect grammar, you are asking for comfort. Next, you might need to talk about reservations. Do I need a reservation? Or, I have a reservation under Leo, and if they confirm, smile and say, "Thank you, that's great." Once you get to your table, you can use another group of useful phrases. Can I see the menu, please? Is this the lunch or dinner menu? Do you have a children's menu? Can I have a high chair, please, if you are with a child? All of these phrases have one purpose, to help you speak first. Because the hardest part of English is not vocabulary, it's silence. When you speak, even with simple words, your brain starts to unlock fluency. Now imagine again, you are sitting down, the waiter gives you the menu, maybe says, "Enjoy your meal." You smile, you breathe, and you realize, this is not scary. It's real life. You are doing it. Let's add a few more questions you can use naturally when you enter. Are you open now? What are your opening hours? Is this a non-smoking area? Do you have outdoor seating? Is there Wi-Fi here? Each of these is short, useful, and easy to repeat anywhere in the world. To master them, Leo's advice is simple. Listen, repeat, imagine, and repeat again. Don't rush. Feel the sound. Speak slowly. Record your voice if you can. The goal is not speed, it's calm control. So let's repeat this truth together. Every short sentence is a small victory. Every small victory makes your English stronger. At the end of your first visit, you don't need to remember everything. You just need to remember this feeling. Walking into a place, saying hello, and not being afraid. That's how fluency begins. Take a deep breath, smile, and say aloud, "I can speak English in real life." That's the start of your journey. Now that you've confidently found your table and greeted the staff, it's time for the next step, ordering your food and drinks. This is the part most learners worry about, but it's actually simple once you know the right phrases and rhythm. Ordering in English is all about sounding calm, polite, and clear. When the waiter comes to your table, they might say, "Are you ready to order?" Or, "Can I take your order?"
You can answer in several natural ways. Yes, I'd like the chicken salad, please. I'll have the pasta, please. Could I have the soup of the day? Each of these is short, friendly, and polite. The magic word, please, makes you sound respectful and confident at the same time. If you're not sure what to choose, you can ask for recommendations. What do you recommend? What's today's special? What's the most popular dish? When you hear the answer, respond naturally. That sounds great. I'll try that. Thank you. Sometimes you might need more information about a meal. These sentences will help you every time. What's in this dish? Is it spicy? Is it vegetarian? Does it contain nuts? Is it gluten-free? These are small but powerful questions, the kind that make you sound like a real traveler, not a tourist. If you want to make small changes, you can do it politely. Say, "Can I have it without onions? Can you make it less spicy? Can I have a salad instead of fries? Could I have the sauce on the side? Can I get extra cheese?" See how natural this sounds? Each sentence begins softly, "Can I?" "Could you?" and ends kindly. English is not only about words, it's about tone. If you're unsure about the size, ask, "How big is the portion? Is it enough for one person? Can I get a half portion, please?" And don't forget drinks. They usually come next. Useful phrases. "Can I have a glass of water, please? Still or sparkling?" You'll often hear this question. "Do you have fresh juice? Can I add a drink to my order? I'd like coffee after my meal, please." When you finish, you can say, "That's all for now, thank you." Or, "Can I order dessert later?" Both are friendly ways to close your order. If you don't understand the waiter, remember asking again is completely normal. "Sorry, can you repeat that, please? Could you say that again slowly?" Even native speakers use these phrases every day. Now imagine it. You're sitting in the restaurant, the waiter is waiting, and you speak clearly. "I'll have the pasta, please, and a glass of water." The waiter nods, smiles, and repeats your order. You feel calm. You did it. That moment when English feels natural is the real reward of practice. Every small exchange builds your fluency. So keep your voice relaxed. Use please and thank you. Breathe between sentences. Fluency isn't fast. Fluency is calm. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to make small requests and polite changes, the phrases that turn a simple order into smooth, confident communication.
You've ordered your meal with confidence, and now the restaurant feels more comfortable. The waiter walks away, the sound of soft music fills the room, and you start to relax. But soon you realize, maybe you forgot to ask for something. Maybe you want a small change. Don't worry, this happens all the time. And in English, it's easy to handle if you speak politely. This chapter is about making small requests, the gentle art of asking for something in a kind and natural way. The secret is simple. Start softly, use polite phrases, and keep your voice calm. Here are your golden starters. Can I have? Could you please? Can I get? These are magic phrases. They open every door in English. You don't need long sentences, Just one short, polite line is enough. Let's look at some examples you can use in any restaurant. Can I have this without salt? Could you make it a little less spicy? Can I get extra sauce, please? Can I have a spoon instead of a fork? Could I get a napkin, please? Can I get another plate? All of these show respect and confidence at the same time. You're not demanding, you're asking kindly. That's the English way. Sometimes you need to change something in your order. Maybe you want less oil, no onions, or a smaller portion. Here's how to do it naturally. Could you please make it without onions? Could you cook it with less oil? Can I have a smaller portion, please? Could you make it vegetarian? Can I get the sauce on the side? Each phrase is short and soft. When you use please or could you, it makes your tone friendly. Politeness is not just grammar, it's music in your voice. You can also make extra requests after ordering. Can I get some lemon with my water? Can I have another glass, please? Could you bring some ketchup? Can I get some tissues? Can I have a straw? Could you warm it up a bit more? These are everyday sentences. You will hear them in restaurants, coffee shops, and hotels all over the world. If you say them slowly and clearly, everyone will understand you. Now, sometimes you need to ask for something later when the food already arrives. That's completely normal, too. You can say, "Excuse me, could I have some more napkins? Can I get a little more water, please? Could you bring a spoon for dessert? Can I have some ice, please?" Always start with "excuse me." It's the softest, most polite way to get someone's attention in English. When you speak like this, you sound not only fluent, you sound kind. You show that you know how to communicate with care. That's what makes native speakers smile. Now imagine your meal is on the table. You taste it. Delicious, but just a bit too salty. You take a calm breath, look at the waiter, and say softly, "Excuse me, could you please make it a little less salty next time?" The waiter nods, smiles, and says, "Of course." That's communication. Simple, respectful, human. Remember this rule: soft words, strong impression. You don't need to speak loudly or quickly. Fluency is when people understand you and enjoy talking to you. So keep practicing these polite requests out loud. Whisper them, say them slowly, record yourself, feel the sound. Every repetition trains not only your pronunciation, but your confidence. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to talk about drinks, desserts, and friendly small talk, the relaxing and sweet part of every meal, where your English becomes truly social.
Your meal is almost ready. The smell of good food fills the air, and you're starting to feel more confident. You've already learned how to order and make small requests politely. Now it's time for the most enjoyable part of every restaurant visit: drinks, desserts, and a little friendly conversation. In English, these moments are not just about food. They're about connection, smiling, sharing a few kind words, and sounding natural. So in this chapter, we'll practice both useful restaurant phrases and simple small talk to help you sound relaxed and friendly.
Let's start with ordering drinks. When the waiter comes and asks, "Would you like something to drink?" you can reply easily, "Yes, I'd like a glass of water, please." "Can I have some juice?" "I'll have a cup with tea, please." "Could I get a coffee with milk?" "Can I get an iced coffee?" If you want to be specific, use these details. Still or sparkling. This is what waiters ask about water. Regular or decaf when ordering coffee. Hot or iced for tea or coffee. With sugar or without for drinks in general. You can also ask your own questions. What drinks do you have? Do you serve alcohol? Do you have fresh juice? Do you have refills? This means free extra drink. Can I get a takeaway cup? These short questions are extremely useful. They make you sound like someone who really knows how to communicate. Now, let's move to desserts. After your main course, the waiter might ask, "Would you like any dessert?" And this is your chance to practice again. "Yes, please. Can I see the dessert menu?" "What desserts do you have?" "Do you have chocolate cake?" "Is the cheesecake fresh?" "Do you have sugar-free desserts?" You can order by saying, "I'd like some ice cream, please." "Can I get a small piece of cake?" "Could I have a fruit salad?" "Can I share this dessert with my friend?" If you want to take it home, "Can I take this to go, please?" "Could you pack it for me?" Each of these sentences keeps your English light and polite. There's no rush, no fear, only communication. Now, let's talk about small talk, the gentle, friendly conversation that happens between people in cafes and restaurants. English speakers use small talk all the time, and learning it helps you sound natural. Here are some easy lines to practice. "It smells so good in here." "This place is really nice." "I love the music." "Is it busy today?" "The weather is perfect for coffee." Simple comments like these make you sound warm and open. You don't need long sentences. You just need to sound friendly. And if someone replies, you can continue easily. "Yes, it's my first time here." "Do you come here often?" "I heard the desserts are amazing." These are the small bridges of real English, not in books, but in life. Now, imagine yourself again at the table. You finish your meal, look up at the waiter, and say with a smile, "Could I have a cup of tea and a slice of cake, please?" Your voice is calm, your tone is polite, and your confidence feels natural. You are no longer a student repeating lines. You're a person living in English. The more you practice these small, friendly exchanges, the more natural they become. Fluency doesn't start with long sentences. It begins with small talk, with kind words, with connection. So take a deep breath, smile, and remember, politeness makes you fluent. Friendliness makes you unforgettable. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to ask for the bill, pay politely, and finish your meal with confidence, the final step of your restaurant English journey. You've enjoyed your meal, maybe finished your dessert, and now it's time for the final part of every restaurant visit, asking for the bill and paying politely. This is the moment where many learners feel nervous, but in English, it's simple and quick if you know the right phrases. Think of it as the final scene of your restaurant story, calm, confident, and polite. When you're ready to pay, you can get the waiter's attention gently by saying, "Excuse me, can I have the bill, please?" Or, "Could we get the check, please?" In American English, people often say check instead of bill. Always start with, "Excuse me." It's friendly, soft, and shows respect.
You don't need to wave your hand or speak loudly, just your voice is enough. Sometimes the waiter will ask, "Would you like to pay now or later?" You can answer, "We're ready now, thank you," or "We'll pay later, after dessert." If you are with friends, it's common to split the bill. You can say, "Can we split the bill? Can we pay separately? We'll pay together, please." Then the waiter may ask, "How many ways?" meaning how many people will pay. You can reply, "2 ways, please," or "Each of us separately." Next, let's talk about how to pay. Can I pay by card? Do you accept credit cards? Do you take cash? Can I pay using my phone? Do you take Apple Pay or Google Pay? Do you take digital payments? All of these are completely normal in English. If you're not sure, it's fine to ask before you pay. Sometimes you'll want to check details about the price. You can say, "Is service included? Is tax included in the total? Can I see the receipt, please? Could you please check the bill?" "Sorry, I think there's a small mistake." If you need to ask for a receipt, you can use both versions. "Can I get a paper receipt, please?" Or "Can I get an email receipt?" And when you're giving a tip, there are many polite ways to ask. Can I leave a tip by card? Can I tip with cash? Is tipping included? If you're in a new country and unsure, it's okay to ask, "Is tipping common here?" That shows you care about local customs. Sometimes you may want to pay part in cash and part by card. Then you can say, "Can I pay half cash and half card?" Or, "Could you please split it between the two?" When you finish paying, always end with a polite closing. "Thank you very much. Everything was great. Have a nice evening." These short, kind phrases leave a good impression. They make you sound confident even in small money moments. Now imagine the full scene. You smile, lift your head, and say softly, "Excuse me, could I have the bill, please?" The waiter nods, brings it to your table. You look at it calmly, check the total, and say, "Can I pay by card?" You tap your phone, sign the receipt, and finish with a warm, "Thank you. Everything was lovely." That's it. No stress, no confusion, no fear. Paying in English is not a test, it's just another moment of connection. Your calm tone and polite words show confidence. Remember this small truth. Real fluency isn't about speed, it's about control. When you can stay polite and clear, even in small money moments, you're already speaking like a native. Take one more deep breath and repeat aloud. "Excuse me, can I have the bill, please? Can we split the bill? Can I pay by card? Thank you, everything was great." That's all you need. Simple, calm, and confident. In the next chapter, we'll learn what to say when something goes wrong, how to stay polite, fix small mistakes, and keep your confidence even when the situation isn't perfect. You've done everything right. You found your table, ordered politely, enjoyed your food, and paid with confidence. But sometimes, even in the best restaurants, things don't go as planned. Maybe your food is cold, maybe you got the wrong order, maybe the drink is too sweet, or something is missing. Don't worry, this is completely normal. Mistakes happen everywhere. The secret is not to panic, not to complain angrily, but to stay calm, clear, and polite. This chapter will teach you how to handle small problems in English with kindness and confidence. Let's start with the most important phrase, "Excuse me." These two words are magic. They open every conversation politely. Whenever you need to tell the waiter something, Begin with "excuse me" and keep your tone soft. Here are some real-life examples you can use right away. Excuse me, this isn't what I ordered. Excuse me, my food is cold. Sorry, this drink is too sweet for me. Excuse me, I think you forgot my order. Sorry, there's a mistake on the bill. Each of these sentences is short and polite. You're not angry, you're just explaining the situation. If you want to ask for a replacement or fix, you can say, "Could you please warm it up a little? Can you bring me a new one, please? Could you check my order again? Can I have this dish without onions? Could you please bring some extra napkins?" Every one of these lines shows respect. You're asking for help, not blaming anyone. That's the key difference between complaining and communicating. If something small is missing, like a spoon or sauce, you can say, "Excuse me, I didn't get my drink. Can I have a fork, please? Could you bring some ketchup? Can I get a napkin? Can you please clean this table?" These are simple, everyday requests, and when spoken politely, they always work. Now, what if something bigger happens? For example, the waiter brings you the wrong meal. You can say, "Excuse me, I think this is someone else's order." Or, "Sorry, I didn't order this. Could you please check?" The waiter will usually apologize and fix it quickly. Remember, your calm voice is your strength. Sometimes the food takes too long. You can ask gently, "Excuse me, could you please check on my order? Do you know how much longer it will take?" Or, "Can I cancel my order, please?" Always keep your tone friendly. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. If something is broken or uncomfortable, you can say, "Excuse me, this chair is not stable. Could I move to another table, please? Can you please clean this seat?" Each of these phrases sounds calm and polite. They show maturity and self-respect, the way fluent speakers behave in daily life. Now imagine the scene. You're in a busy restaurant. Your dish arrives, but it's not what you expected. You take a breath, smile softly, and say, "Excuse me, I think there's been a small mistake." The waiter checks, apologizes, and brings the right one. You smile and reply, "Thank you, no problem." That's real fluency, not perfect grammar, but perfect attitude. Even when something goes wrong, you stay composed. English isn't just about vocabulary, it's about using language to stay kind and confident in real life. Let's repeat a few powerful phrases together. "Excuse me, this is not what I ordered. Could you please fix it? Can I have a clean spoon, please? Thank you, I really appreciate it." See how gentle and clear they sound? That's the English of real communication. Soft, respectful, and confident. So when things go wrong, remember this. Don't react, respond. A small smile and a polite tone can solve almost anything. You've now completed the full restaurant journey, from walking in, to ordering, to paying, to handling small problems like a true speaker of English. In the final chapter, we'll bring it all together: your review, your motivation, and your transformation. You'll see how every phrase you've practiced is not just a line, but a step toward real fluency and confidence.
You've come a long way, my dear friend. From walking into the restaurant with a shy smile to speaking with calm confidence, you've learned to live in English, not just study it. Now you can greet politely, order food and drinks with ease, make small requests,
talk about desserts, pay without fear, and even handle problems gently. Each short phrase you practiced is a real step toward fluency. Remember, fluency isn't about perfect grammar or big words. It's about connection, the ability to stay calm, kind, and clear in real situations. So keep repeating, keep speaking out loud every day, because every time you use these simple sentences, your English becomes stronger, smoother, and more natural. Be proud of yourself. You're not just learning English, you're becoming someone who lives it. And this is only the beginning of your story.
Thanks! Please subscribe and like. Spin a new yarn with us every week. See you there!